It's one of the reasons why Colorado State is one of my favorite teams to play. We've been physical, we've imposed our will on them. Their offense, very physical, downhill run game. When games like that come around, you gotta be physical. You gotta be physical up front, get your hands inside, get on and off blocks, and make tackles. And so we're looking forward to being able to do that this weekend.
Boise State senior linebacker Riley Wimpy truly loves playing against Colorado State. He has 28 career tackles against the Rams, his second most against any individual team. That could easily change today. Just 1 year ago, by the way, Wimpy had a single game career best 14 tackles against Colorado State in that convincing victory on the Blue. A little earlier in the show, we showed you our exclusive interview with Boise State Director of Athletics Jeramiah Dickey. During that portion of our conversation, we focused on football. That is obviously a significant role or importance, but Dickey is also trying to move the needle in other areas. His goal, impact all 350 student athletes on campus. How does he plan to do that? With unrealistic expectations and epic results.
I know that you've partnered with a firm to analyze all of your athletic facilities. Time and time again, you said that you want this to be about the greater good of your student athlete population. It's not just about football necessarily. So what is that vision in your mind? And we've seen athletic, villages thrive at a lot of Power 5 campuses. What does the vision for Boise State athletics as a whole look like in your mind?
Yeah, very similar to that mentality. I've said it the last couple weeks. Obviously conference realignment is something that is on top of everyone's mind. And, the thing, Jay, is that our mentality is we are a Power 5. We are going to operate as a Power 5, and that's going to be a constant as long as I'm here. We very much are approaching every decision within that philosophy and having that mentality. So when I look at this facility assessment, one, it gives me as the new athletic director and someone who's been on the ground for 10 months, it gives me a better understanding of what our student athletes and our staff and our fans are navigating. The sizes of concourse, parking, the entrances of our various facilities. But then also taking it a step further, the heart of our operations is our administration, our health and wellness, our sports performance, our mental health, our nutrition, our academics, our Bronco Life teams. All those spaces are here to serve our student athletes. And so we want to create more of a robust athletic footprint that will really drive all of our student athletes through one entrance. And how do we plan with that in mind? I'm really excited about what that will ultimately be and what our vision is. There are no guarantees in any of this. We have to fundraise and we have to go out and get the appropriate funding to be able to do what I envision. But it starts with that holistic approach of how can we better serve our 350 plus student athletes and ultimately how that dominoes into the fan experience. I feel confident in that process. Everything that we've received so far very much aligns with that philosophy and it's what I saw when I first got here, and it's why this process is so important to us because it's one thing for me to say it, it's another thing for us to back it up. Obviously we always talk about Albertson Stadium and football is, very much a driver, for who we are and what this industry has become. But I'm just as excited about Extra Mile, and what does that look like for us? We have an unbelievable coaching staff and men's and women's basketball program. And you throw in gymnastics and you throw in the opportunities for volleyball to utilize that facility, that ties into the overall holistic view that we've discussed to serve those 350 plus student athletes and the fans that support them.
Jeremiah, when you talk about an athlete's village, I think of a space where pretty much all your athletic programs are connected. And if you look right now, is it realistic to have an athlete's village on campus at Boise State? What on earth would that require to get done?
Well, one, and you won't be surprised I say this, unrealistic expectations produce epic results. Everything is possible. That's how I approach every decision I make. That's part of being a leader, and if others don't see it, my job is to paint a really nice picture for them. So do I think it's possible? Absolutely. I believe we have the space. I believe we have, the infrastructure set for the majority of our sports. Yes, we're spread out a little bit, but I think there's some things we can do. When you look at, say, soccer, Soccer has to play their matches in early afternoon because we're not allowed to have lights. Like I said, we're going to operate as a Power 5. So we have to dig into some of these spaces, and I do think that it's possible. I do think that we have the necessary space, and my job is to go out to find the resources to make it happen. And I need Bronco Nation, and that's something that I've held true and have said many times since the day I arrived. It's going to take a team to get there. It's not just me. It's not just our department. It's this institution. It's the city. It's the state. We're not just the front porch of this great community or this institution. We are the front porch of this state, and that's important and it's powerful. And you look at the growth of Idaho, and we're not just representing ourselves, we're representing the masses. And it's going to take the masses, it's going to take the team to really step up and help us get there. And my job is to tell that story and to go out and make it happen.
A few more notes to pass along from our conversation. With BYU set to join the Big 12, Dickey anticipates that the Cougars and Broncos will play less frequently in the future. It wasn't that long ago that the two rivals signed a home-and-home agreement through 2034. The contract specifically states, though, that if either team were to join a new conference, then the deal could be voided. In better news, Boise State recently received approval from the Idaho State Board of Education to increase the amount of public funds they can spend on athletics. That cap jumps from right around $5 million up to $7.6 million. Now, this doesn't guarantee that they'll use that additional $2.6 million on athletics, but it does give them the option if they wish to do that.